Hey, what's going on, guys? Cody here with some team deathmatch on jungle, and this will be the first video in my series.
Team deathmatch.
Learn to play like a pro. We are starting a little late in the match,
Destroy all enemies.
about a minute and a half late to be
Spy
exact.
planes in the air.
Alright, now as we come around, you always the first thing that you really want to be sure of, especially if you're just starting out, is to be aware of the maps that you're on. Map awareness is key in pretty much any game type. And that doesn't just mean that you're going to know, how to move around the map itself. It also means that you're going to know common routes that people take, and it'll mean that you need to know popular camping spots where people like to set up to defend objective points and sites, and you also kind of have to use your imagination, be able to use your imagination and figure out where places where people might camp that aren't so popular. Alright, so map awareness is the first thing. It's key, and it's one thing that all the pro players have in common. If you find yourself playing on a map that you're not familiar with, I highly recommend that you take time to go into a private match or whatever, and kind of go around it and spend at least half an hour exploring the map and noting every single detail, and as you're moving through the map on the private match, you want to kind of guess where people could camp, where they might camp, and then go into a game and see how many of those places that you guessed they would camp at, there actually people are camping there. And then once you are on the map, you want to actually make notes of where people are actually camping, and make note of routes that they take. If it's necessary to, you could even write down a piece of paper. I'm sure there you can find maps on or overlays of the maps online that you can use as a kind of a guide, and you can maybe print those out and mark places for you if you want to go that far with it. If you don't have a good memory like me, which I don't do that, I just kind of play it until played them so much that I just kind of figure it out.
SR-71 ready to launch. Our SR-71 is in the air.
Alright, starting off, my kill streak setups on these games are usually a little high. I usually set my first kill streak at 8 with the Blackbird, and really need to choose the kill streak that's right for the game. In objective type games, I'm more likely to set my kill streaks a little lower, use the spy plane a bit more often.
Ready for deployment.
But team deathmatch, free-for-alls, team-based games where the objective is not an issue, then higher kill streaks work pretty well for me. You also need to set them according to your skill level. If you never manage to get kill streaks at over a certain point, then you don't need to set them that high, at least not for the start. Eventually, as you continue to play, you'll learn to get better and learn the maps more and how people play, and kind of learn how to progress in your own game style. And eventually get to a point where you can set your kill streaks at higher points. Another big mistake I see a lot of people making is with their sensitivity.
Friendly dogs inbound.
It's quite a common misconception that if you set your sensitivity at a higher level, it'll improve your gameplay. Really, the only main advantage of having a higher sensitivity is in close quarter situations where you might have to turn quickly, whether it be to knife someone or if someone's coming up behind you. But the reality is there are much more benefits to having a lower sensitivity than there are having a higher sensitivity. The main one being your accuracy. If you have a higher sensitivity, you're 5 or 6 times at least more likely to overshoot your target, where you will aim at them and actually aim past them to the left or the right. Very common for people to do that with higher sensitivities, even if they are comfortable and used to the sensitivity itself. If you're using a lower sensitivity, while it may seem like you're moving a bit slower, I highly recommend you try using that low sensitivity. You'll notice that your accuracy will improve greatly. It doesn't do any good to have that higher sensitivity if you're missing half the shots that you take. You want to try to make every shot count. Every bullet that you fire from your weapon has to count. All right. Well, that was the end of that game. I'll have some more tips coming up. My final score is at 32-3. Be sure and rate and comment if you have any questions, and subscribe for the latest from my channel. And thanks for watching. Peace.